Hello everybody and welcome back to Dark Corridors 2. This is Blue Horror Gaming and we are finally on the very last character, Lucy. And Lucy, as we all know, is the ghost that is chasing us throughout these halls. So now we're going to figure out Lucy's side of the story of all the events. We know Gia, we know Tammy, and we know Mrs. Kwan, but we have to hear Lucy yet. So let's just hop right in there and figure out why this is happening, why these three people, and herself included, is running in these halls. So let's start. So the very first one is called Presentation Document. I was a rich girl and rose to be a very special, the superior one. Everything was there when I need one. I thought it was a refinement of me to just go to regular school. The more I get humble for myself, the more people get touched by me. When I was reading the student president document in front of all the class, I realized that I was the role model of all the students here at the school. I was very confident because my homeroom teacher, Mrs. Kim, was honored to have me as well. I believe that's a typo. Your homeroom teacher is Mrs. Kwan. Lucy, get it together! Okay, next one is book card. I became a student president of our class. Of course, Mrs. Kim recommended me. Everyone respects me all the time. Yes, there was this female group with Tammy who didn't like me at all. They were all jealous about what I have. There were lots of students who want to be a friend with me. I could even see someone was reading the book which I like to read. I met this girl and trying to talk to her who was sneaking my book card. Her name was Gia. Sneaking your book card? Eh? Okay, not familiar with the phrase. Okay, next is antique bookmark. Oh my god. The way she tries to get close with me was a little pathetic, but I thought it would be a good idea to have her as a friend. She was naive and not even pretty enough, but I thought she could help me out to get more humanities if I friend with her. I gave her a bookmark for present. She was receiving it by both of her hands. It's so funny, but I can't stop laughing at her. Whoa. Lucy has some superiority issues. Wow. That's really mean. If you recall back to Tammy story, she was saying that Lucy was just using Gia. And you know what? It looks like she was. I don't know if humanities means like English class, literature, or if it actually means her humanity. But either way, she's using her for her own needs. Anyway, next one is the tasty looking bread. I was a little surprised by Tammy and Gia. They both were the best friends since they were in middle school. This was very odd for me to understand them because one looked a very shy girl, and the other one looks a punk ass in the school. Gia was looking at Tammy with her annoyed face while I was surprised. Tammy and her female group would make fun of other classmates. They would keep teasing and even asking them to get something for them to eat. Gia was telling me that Tammy wasn't used to be like that before. She even blamed at Tammy, and she said that Tammy's changes have made them pulling apart each other. I would keep trying to listen to Gia and observing Tammy and her female group at the same time. Ooh. She just knew. Alright, next one. Suggestion notes. Gia was sharing her complaints about Tammy and asking me for help. She wants me to make some corrections on Tammy to get back to the way she used to be before, as I am the class president. I thought her feedback might be right. I told Gia that I'll make a note to student committee to do something on that. A few weeks later, Mrs. Kim, Mrs. Kwan, made her announcement to the class. She is going to take more control than Tammy and her female group's behavior. There we go. Please do that. Alright, black tea bag. Gia said she's never been to a cafe before. She was worried because she didn't have enough money to go there, but she seemed she was a little excited. I told Gia that I would like to have something fun and something good together. We had a long conversation together after all. We used to talk together through this special notebook between us during the class, but it wasn't enough for us to share all our stories together. Gia was very interested that once I liked Mr. Kwan. I was telling her that I liked him as a good teacher, nothing more than that. But Gia seemed a little excited when I said. I had some black tea right after and tried not to let her know what the real secret was. That she's just using you. So she used to like Mr. Kwan. She doesn't like him anymore. Oh no. Strange look. All the respect that I had was changing gradually. I couldn't stop thinking of how Gia's eyes were. I had no evidences with this rumor that I am having it. Everyone was listening attentively on those rumors, and they all looked at me with weird and strange faces. I couldn't stand out from this, because everything was happening from me. That sentence makes zero sense. So I guess now the post-it notes have been going around? Torn book. No matter what happens, I just want to talk to Gia. I want to know what's going on here, and why is this happening to me? I really don't understand. Everything has been messed up now just because of her. Gia was very surprised when I just touched her. I want to know why she has torn out our notebook and put it into the locker. It hurts me a lot, even more painful than getting kicked by Tammy and her female group. She's been kicked by them? Oh my goodness. Ah. That's awful. Crushed bucket. Uh-oh. My mind gets more disturbed as I get more sufferings from this. Tammy and her female group keep teasing me more and more every day. Hanging out with Gia was another reason for them to tease me. As I get stressed out more, I become crustier than ever before. Everyone gets avoided from me as I get more stressed out. Tammy and her female group are all happy about what is happening to me. I was locked in at the bathroom with Tammy and her female group today. They spilled out dirty, nasty water all over me. I couldn't stand it anymore. What the f***? What the hell is wrong with these girls? Why is now that I know that Mrs. Kwan purposely ignored this, she deserved it. Mrs. Kwan deserved the hell. Poor Lucy. Oh, I feel so bad for her. Next one is shadow of the window. Uh-oh. I just text messaged to both Tammy and Gia together. I was cried out to them that I wish I could die here right now. After I calmed down myself for a little bit, I text messaged to Mrs. Kim for help. I would like to get her advice on this. I was waiting and opening the window to see them coming. What did I do? Why is this happening to me? I have no idea. I heard Tammy and Gia coming from the main building. Is Mrs. Kim coming here too? Once again, her name is Mrs. Kwan. It's Mrs. Kwan. What? Okay, next one. Blank face. Tammy was yelling at me with a bunch of those swearing words when she just arrived to the class. It was her special ability she had, but I wasn't discouraged at all. I was very angry for just one thing. It was Gia, who she was hiding herself behind Tammy. I was lost my control, and I was about stabbing Gia with the scissors which I was hiding. Somehow, Gia moved. I just missed her, and I fell over to outside of the window. I was blacked out a while. Gia was grabbing my arm as hard as she could when I woke up. I raised my head up and looking at her, but she was looking down at me with a blank face. I was keep looking at her until she lets my arm go. Oh, that changes everything. Gia let go. Oh my goodness. Oh, just dark. Last one. Dark red blood. Oh, that picture is so sad. I fell down on the ground. I tried hard to open my eyes, but I couldn't open them. It was because of the blood from my twisted neck and smashed head. I hear some footsteps. It's Mrs. Kim. Mrs. Kim, please help me. Please. I was getting unconscious, but I could still hear her. But she ran away, just like Tammy and Gia did. I am still alive. Why are you leaving me here? I'm going to get you and kill you all. And that is the end. That is how Lucy's story ends. So I'm going to presume that since everyone in this world is dead, I'm going to say that Gia is dead, Tammy's dead, and so is Mrs. Kwan. But I like the fact that Lucy is in this game, because it kind of symbolizes that Lucy's ghost isn't really Lucy, it's Lucy's hatred, her dying hate. So even she is a victim of her own hatred against these people, as we all know that hatred is toxic. So I think that's very poetic and very beautiful with the inclusion of this character. They didn't have to. Of course, it doesn't make sense from like a superlative perspective, but it does make sense when you think about a little deeper what the stories mean. So this is my final Dark Corridor 2 video. Thank you all so much for watching. You won't believe this, but I heard that they're currently working on Dark Corridors 3. When that comes out, I will definitely be playing it. I'm not sure if I'll do a series on it, but I'll find out just how good it is once it comes out, of course. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this series, and let me know what you thought about it. And if you'd like to see anything more like this. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.